All right, guys. So today I'm going to take you for a drive to the gym. I'm going to take you to the gym with me today. Trying to get a workout. I haven't been in the gym for a good minute. I took you all for, I did a ride the other day and kind of videoed a little bit of that. But today is going to be in the gym. So I'm going to go and get my gym on. So y'all gonna come with me and do the do. Nice windy day today. All right, so we are in the vehicle. Ooh. I didn't expect to be this windy today, but I guess that's great for something. When I get back, it'll be nice and cool. All right. So we are heading off to the gym. Can I catch a green light? Can I make it? Let's go! I did not make it, guys. Alright. Just gotta wait for that light. This is beautiful Clermont, the beautiful city of Clermont, Florida. I love it over here, guys. It's a great place to live. My wife and I, we moved out here back in 2012, and believe it or not, this city wasn't even built up at that point. It's now 2019 and it has grown significantly. But here in Clermont, we have rolling hills. The highest elevation in Florida is found right here in Clermont. It's pretty cool. We got a vineyard. It's awesome out here, man. It's not the hustle and bustle that you get in the city. It's everyone over here is nice. Yeah. I'm enjoying it over here. Highway patrol just pulled over someone. Probably doesn't have I don't know, maybe his tags expired or something. It's a nice cool day. Put the windows down a little quick. Oh, gonna make this light, make the light! Yes! Yeah, just did it. Alright guys, we're here and I'm gonna go in, get my workout on, take you guys along with me. Today's workout, I'm gonna focus on legs, do a little bit of cardio first. Hit some legs, some shoulders, maybe some arms, maybe some abs. We'll see. Hey, how are you? Having your lunch? Oh, that looks very healthy.
It is.
Yeah. I'm being lazy. I'm taking the elevator. All right, see you. Let's get to it. Come on. Scan. I always have problems with this thing. Let's go. There you go. All right. Really? This is the kind of music they got in here? I need something more uplifting, more energetic. All right, so we're gonna get a run on. Turn up the pace. Yeah. I'm not doing that much though. I'm not doing that much. Alright guys, now I got my cardio out of the way, do some legs, and exercise is going to be wall balls. Alright guys, so that was it in a nutshell. Nice workout. Now I'm heading back. I've got to put my seatbelt on. So, just to recap, what I did was, I did a little bit of cardio, did some running on the treadmill, I did some rows for my cardio, and then from there, went straight to legs. I did wall balls, I did squats, I did, what else did I do for legs? I did hamstrings, and from there I moved on to shoulders, did shoulder press, did lateral raises. What I didn't show you was, because I was running out of time, but I didn't show you that I did traps. I didn't get to show that, and I did a little bit of arms, biceps, triceps. Next time I'll make sure to get that in there. One of the things that I always start with in the gym is cardio. I mean, I believe it's a principle of mine. You know, this is just my thing, and it works for me. Is that by doing cardio, not only are you getting your cardiovascular system going, you know, burning those calories, but also you're warming the body up, right? So, for example, I did legs today. I could have gone ahead and just hit legs hard, blasted them, but I would be risking injury if I just went straight for legs, or just straight for any workout for that matter, whether it was upper body, lower body, it doesn't matter. If you just go straight forward for it, and you don't do some kind of, you know, prep or warm up, you know, you're actually setting yourself up for possible injuries. Now, I'm not saying that you have to do cardio, because you know, I could have done maybe a light set or two of squats, right? Like really lightweight. Yes, I could have done that. But I, believe it or not though, I have, and I know other people as well, have, you know, pulled a muscle or tweaked something by doing a light warm-up, right? Because even though you're not going heavy, you're still engaging in some sort of exercise. You're still isolating the muscle groups, right? Putting some kind of stress on the muscle group. So that's why I always say, you know, that, you know, and I always warm up, do a proper warm up, and, you know, it could be either running, biking, whatever, but, you know, light jog, you know, you can go on the Stairmaster, you can do whatever,
the
all right? So always warm up, guys.
The thing that a lot of people tend to forget when it comes to working out is that you have to stay consistent. And it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter whether you're you're doing landscaping, or you're an artist, or, you know, you're flipping burgers at McDonald's or something. Doesn't matter what it is you do. If you're not consistent, you're never going to get good at it. You're never going to get better at it. But the difference is, if you are consistent and you're continuously mowing the grass, picking out those weeds, trimming the hedges, you know, you're at McDonald's and you're flipping the burgers and you're making the sandwiches, guess what? You're gonna be very good at trimming the grass and trimming the hedges. People are gonna notice. Or if you're an employee at McDonald's or something, you're going to get really good at making a burger. All right. It's just that, and that's just the simple facts. And the reason I say this is because, you know, it's funny. I don't really work out that much. I mean, you know, I honestly don't have the time to work out that much anymore. When I was in college, I used to work out a lot more. But, you know, these days, I haven't really been, you know, with work and my family, my wife, my kids, it's just too much. I just, you know, however, I'm making this video because I am actually, you know, I've been slacking, all right? That's the reason why I'm making this video, because I have been slacking, and I need to get back out there, and I need to get, you know, get back in the gym, you know, get back working out again. You know, the saying that a body that is in motion stays in motion, that is very true. All right. When I was when I went through the police academy at 40 years old. I went through the police academy at 40 years old, several years ago. When I went through the police academy, it was a full class. We had 47 people, 48 recruits, right, that got in. And I kid you not, besides myself, there were only 2 other individuals that were older than me. Everyone else there were all in their 20s, were all there were a few of these guys that they weren't even 20, they weren't even 21 yet. They were like 19, 20. The point is, this is the majority of the class. So, you know, out of 48 recruits, the 45 of them were all in their 20s, right? Now, what's interesting is you know, when it came to the physical fitness part of it, because, you know, in the academy, they work you, all right? It's not easy. Especially the academy I went to was the toughest one in the state of Florida, all right? People fly in from all across the country just to go to this particular academy. Well, not necessarily. They fly in if they want to try and get a career in Florida, you know, working for an agency in Florida. They'll go to this one. Not just that, but recruiters from other states would fly to Florida to try and recruit from our academy, because the curriculum was so intense. It was intense. I'm not gonna lie. You know, when it came to the physical aspect of it, you know, every day we ran miles every day. I mean, push-ups, burpees, squats, sit-ups, lunges. Oh my gosh. And they would make up all kinds of drills, right? And the whole purpose of this particular academy and the instructors, they're all ex-military. Their purpose, and they told us, they were there to make us quit, right? So, you know, they tried to break you mentally and physically. They tried to break you. You know, their whole goal, if they didn't have the recruits throwing up at the end of each session, each workout, and when I say throw up, I mean like they were. I've seen a few people projectile vomit, like, you know. And what's crazy is they always had this huge garbage bin, right? When they were doing the workouts, when they were working us out, they always had this huge garbage bin, and they would tell us, this garbage bin is not for garbage, it's for your puke. So when you're ready to puke, you puke in here, right? Because if you puked and anywhere else, they'll get on you, man. It'll be worse. So if you feel like you're gonna faint after doing, you know, 500 push-ups and 1,000 jumping jacks, and you name it. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? But if you thought you were going to faint or pass out after that, if you puked, if you didn't puke in the garbage, you get double that. So it was crazy, man. It was good, but it was very interesting. It was fun at the same time, you know. But the point, I digress. The point I'm trying to make is that you know, because I was staying active at the time, right? Because I was running, I was cycling, mostly cycling. I wasn't really running that much at the time, but I was going to the gym. I even did some CrossFit for like almost 2 years. I did some CrossFit, but I was staying active, physically active, right? So when I got into the academy, I kid you not, and it's not to brag or anything, but I was running circles around these younger men, half my age. Like I said, I was 40. They are in their early 20s. Some of them not even 21 yet. All right. And I was running circles around these guys. Circles. So this is 97% of the gentlemen in my class. So, and what's interesting is when they would find out my age, they couldn't believe it. They're like, "You're not 40. You're 40. You're not 40. No way." I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm 40." You know, but it just goes to keeping at it, right? Keeping at it. I remember when I got done with the academy. And I was out of the academy for, I would say, about a month. When I got done, I was out for about, no, actually a little bit longer than a month. It was more like 2.5 months. I got done with the academy and I was applying to agencies because I put myself through the academy. There's several ways you could do it. You could get a sponsor. You could get sponsored, which means you can go to an agency, all right, and you can apply for employment. Not being or having a certificate, you know, through the state of Florida, because with the academy, what happens is you get certified, you get state certified. First of all, you got to pass all the tests, and we have tests every week, every other week. We had a test every week, every other week. Every other week we had a test, 100 question test, and we had to go through the books, and you know we had 2 books, and they were each this thick, and I kid you not, it's a lot of studying, you know, because a lot of laws, a lot of statutes you gotta learn, and you know they put us through the rigor, man, because on top of the physical challenge that you gotta every day, you're running miles and miles and miles. You know, you're doing the, you know, 500-600 burpees. You're doing all, you know, you really, your body is so fatigued that at the end of the day, all you want to do is just flop, right? You just want to come home and you just want to just veg out and just decompress and just relax and sleep, really, because you're so tired, right? The academy started, it starts at 6 a.m. We had to be there ready for class 30 minutes before class started. So we had to be there by 5:30. We had to be in the classroom by 5:30 in the morning, which meant that I had to literally wake up at 3 a.m. every morning. At 3 a.m. for 5.5 months. 3 a.m. every morning to start getting ready, because I would shower the night before, so I didn't have to shower. But what I would have to do is, you know, I would eat breakfast. I had to eat breakfast. You had to eat breakfast. There's no way you're going to go to the academy and think you're going to get by the academy without eating breakfast. You need that fuel, right? Because you need as much fuel as you can get to go through what they put you through. So I wake up at 3 a.m. I would make breakfast. Usually it would be eggs and oatmeal. And that's another thing too. This particular academy, they monitored how you eat. So I would get up in the morning. I'd make myself breakfast. Usually it'd be eggs and oatmeal. I would you know, get dressed, we had they call Class A uniform, which is a uniform for the police academy, and I would, leave my house by like 4:45, like 4:45 in the morning. By that time I'd be dressed. I'd have eaten breakfast. I'd been dressed, pack all my gear, make sure I had everything, get in the car, drive, like 30 minutes away where the school was, campus was, and get there and be in class by 5:30 in the morning. And so we did our studying. We did all bookwork and studying from 6 a.m. straight till 2. Right? All the lectures were from 6 a.m. till 2. And then from 2 till 5. 2 till 5, sometimes 5:30. They didn't really time wasn't really a thing. You basically got done when the instructor said you were done. So you were hoping, everyone always hoped that we would be done on time. But that usually wasn't the case, because those instructors, and if you're falling back or behind, and they'll start the exercises back over again because someone didn't complete it. So now everyone had to suffer and start all over again. And usually we get done like 5:30, like 30 minutes after we were supposed to be done. I've even been there almost till 6. Like, so the point is, like, it's very intense because you have all this book work, all this physical work that you got to do, training you got to do. You're tired, you just want to sleep, but you got to come home right after all that. You got to come home and you got to study. I remember walking in the house and going straight to coming in the doors and just telling my wife, pretend I'm not here. I'd go straight into the bedroom and I would just sit down, well, take a shower, of course, and then just sit down and just start hitting those books and studying. And, I'd study until like 11 o'clock at night or so, maybe sometimes 12, and then hit the sack, wake up at 3. So literally I didn't get much sleep. I was getting on average 4 hours sleep, maybe 3 hours sleep, 3 to 4 hours sleep a night. But that's what I had to do because it was a lot of work. And then on top of doing the academy, and making sure, because every other week we're getting tested, 100-question tests, and we don't know what's going to be in the test. We had multiple chapters to read within the 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, and every test time, exam time, the instructors literally they would go through and pick whatever question they want to pick out of the multiple chapters we've read. So we literally had to know those chapters. Like, we had to have known those chapters. Like, there's no getting around it. Because it's not like, it's not like learn these 100 questions and then we'll, or learn these 50 questions and we'd only pick 100 out of them for you to answer. Meaning you would have had prepared for the exact questions. That's not how it worked. They literally go into the chapter book and pick out any question they wanted between the chapters, right? It was random. They did it at random. Like, okay, I'm gonna go with this, all right? And they'd do that, and it's so you literally have to know the material. And after all that, after getting, passing, like getting through the academy, you get through all the tests every week for 5 months. You sit down and you knock out exam after exam after exam after exam, and all that. And then you get to graduation day, right? You get to graduation day, you graduate. You graduate. If you make it through all that, if you get through all those tests, then you graduate. Then you got to sit the state exam to get state certified. So just because you go to the academy and you get through, right? Let's say you get through, right? You get through doesn't mean that you're that's it, you're done. No. You go through the academy, you get done with the academy, you're just done with the academy, right? The academy just prepares you for taking the state exam. So now you got to sit the state exam. How they had us do it was, as soon as we got done with the academy, we graduated, right? So last of the academy, they had us graduate. You know, those who passed. Not everyone passed, because like I said, it's a lot of tests, and if you fail the test, you're out, right? So some people failed, but the ones that passed the academy, they got through. Well, so people were failing because you had people failing. Some people failing because they weren't physically, they weren't in shape. So they were failing because they couldn't handle the physical requirements and demands that these instructors were putting them under, right? The pressure, the physical pressure, they couldn't handle it. I mean, they had people passing out. People were passing out during the training and the workouts, right? It wasn't, and it wasn't easy. So, I mean, for me, it wasn't that bad. I mean, for me, to be honest, it really wasn't that bad, because I had prepared myself. I was ready for it, but not everyone was ready for it. Not everyone was ready for it. They weren't ready. So people dropped out because of that. In fact, the first 2 weeks, the class started with 48 people. Within 2 weeks, we were half. Within 2 weeks, we were down to about 30, 33, maybe 35 people. And then by half the program, we were half the class. So halfway through the program, we went from 48 people down to literally 26. So, or 24. So we, that's to show you how rigorous it was and how demanding it was. So people were falling out, were dropping out because, one, some of them couldn't keep up with the physical demands, and two, some of them couldn't keep up, or couldn't pass the exams that they were giving us. 100-question exams every 2 weeks. It was pretty tough. You had to know the material. You had to study. You really had to study. So, having said that, so you get done with the academy, you graduate. Now you gotta sit the state exam. You sit the state exam, and the state exam is 4 hours long, 4 or 5 hours long. Can't remember now. I think it's like 4 hours long. And basically, it's everything you've learned. It's comprehensive. It's fully comprehensive. Everything you've learned in 5 months, 5.5 months, from day one to the very end. So you go over everything, all the legal procedures, every law and statute. Well, not every statute, not every law, but the ones that matter, right? They go through all case studies, major case studies. I mean, first aid. I mean, you name it. Everything. They go through everything, tactical, everything. And so you sit there and, you knock it out. And in 4 hours, you get done. You turn your form in, and they put it through this machine thing, and it tells you if you passed or you failed. Sorry, not your form. You turn your form in, but it's done on a computer. But you turn your form because you needed to sign a form. But everything's done on a computer, so you get your grade, you get your score, your grade right away. It doesn't even give you. It does give you a score. It gives you a pass or fail, but it gives you a score as well. So you get scored, and it tells you if you passed or failed. And I got a 80. What did I get? 84, 86. I passed with an 86. I got an 86 pass mark or grade, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, So I got certified, guys. I'm like, woo, I did it. Woo! 5.5 months of stress, and I did my test and my state certificate. Now I'm certified by the state of Florida as a law enforcement officer. So then I go and apply to an agency, and there's more tests. More tests. So now I gotta sit their test. So I already been through like 6 months, almost 6 months of testing every other week, right? Just test after test after test after test, right? And then I have to sit the state exam after 5.5 months of testing every week, right? Now I gotta sit another test, right? And then I gotta sit the state exam test, right? As if that wasn't enough, a 4-hour test, comprehensive of everything I learned, and I passed that. That's not enough. Now you gotta go and you gotta sit down. You gotta, whatever agency you want to get hired with, right? Now you gotta go sit down and take their test, right? And same thing. You got a written portion, you know, math, reading comprehension, critical thinking. You know, you gotta answer. You gotta go through another test, which is like it's a lot. But then none of that, you also gotta go through a physical. They have a PAT test, physical assessment test, to make sure that you qualify for their, you know, under their physical requirements. So you have to be able to like run the different agencies have different types of tests. Some have obstacle course type tests where you gotta complete it. You gotta, you know, they start a timer and you gotta complete an obstacle course within a certain amount of time or under a certain amount of time, right? Which would include, you know, sprinting a certain distance, you know, climbing hurdles, going through, belly crawling under certain obstacles, picking up a 150-pound dummy and dragging it 50 yards, jumping over a wall. I forget how tall the wall is. Maybe a 6-foot wall. Being able to it's really testing your ability to comprehend what's going on and to react under pressure, right? And to be able to elevate your heart rate and then still be able to focus. So part of it was having your heart rate elevated, and you're just like exhausted, just like fatigued and exhausted. But now you have to shoot a moving target with bad guy and hostage, and you got to be able to hit the bad guy when your opportunity comes, and you only have a certain amount of time to do it. I mean seconds, right? But you got to be able to hit that bad guy a certain amount of times without hitting the civilians, without it's intense, man. I did well just because I've been training, man. I prepared myself before I even went to the academy. So you do that, and then you get into, once you get past that with an agency, then now you get an offer letter. Once you get past all of that, all right, you get an offer letter, and then you get sworn in, with the agency. So yes, guys. So I went off on a tangent with that because I'm basically trying to explain that staying fit is very important. One more thing. Once I got done with the academy, I sat my state exam, got certified by the state. Now I was trying to get into it with an agency. One of the agencies that I applied with, OPD, they, I had to compete. So part of the physical requirement was, being able to run X amount of miles, certain amount of miles under a certain time. Now, we had 100 people. So it started off with it almost was 200 people. maybe 150 people that came that day came the day before to do the written test. Huge hall, it was huge hall, and we're all like 200 people, 150 people sitting down to do this test, the written test for the agency, and I passed. So I passed the written. Those who passed the written test would go on to do the physical assessment test the next day, right? They'll invite us back the next day to do the physical assessment test. Out of 200 people or 150 people, only 50 to 100 people passed it. I'm sorry, only 100 people moved forward to do the physical assessment test. The other 100 or 150 people didn't make it, right? So we come back the next day, and now I've been at the academy now for like 2.5 months. But just to show you something, I come back the next day, and I'm having to now the physical test was to run 2 miles under, I forget what time it was. We had to run it 2 miles in under a certain time. I forget the time, how long what the time was, but the point is this: I'm running against 100 people. Some of these people, again, most of them are young men, but some of these people are ex-military, right? Some of the people are ex-police officers, like are current police officers who are trying to transition from one agency over to another, right? They're trying to leave the agency they were at to come to this agency that I was applying with, OPD. And I remember when they shut the gun off to go, I came in first, okay? Out of the 100 people, I came in first. Now, I was very proud of that. Because, again, at my age, at 40, and I was able, to do so well. And I've never been a runner. But one thing for sure is I am definitely a fighter, man. Like, when it comes to sports and stuff, anything physical, I'm very, very competitive, right? So, but it doesn't matter how competitive you feel or you try to be, if it's not coupled or meshed with training, right? Consistency. Doesn't matter how competitive you are, because at the end of the day, that will just be wishful thinking that you want to win. But if you're not training to win, then it's not gonna happen. But long story short, so out of 100 people, I came in first. I was the first person to cross that line, the finish line, and I had I think I ran 2 miles in 9 something minutes, and under 10 minutes. I ran it in under 10 minutes. So I was trucking, right? Of course, that got me recognized by the scout, the recruiters, and they were very impressed. So going back to staying active and staying committed. You got to stay committed no matter what you're doing. Focus on it. Stay committed to it. Work hard at it. All right. Nothing in life is free, man. Nothing in life is easy either. I should say the opposite way. Nothing in life is easy, and nothing in life is free either. Unfortunately, some people tend to think that they deserve certain things. They're entitled, right? We have that mentality these days, apparently. But I'm simply telling you that you got to work hard for what you get or what you want. That's it. What's the saying? To get what you've never had, you got to do something you've never done, right? So and that's pretty much was working hard. Most people don't work hard, And I'm telling you from experience. I used to be a time where I never used to work hard, and there are times where I still slack off, But You know, I tend to get myself my button gear when I realize that I'm slacking off. So yeah, you know, I just wanted to share this with you guys because, you know, this is my life experience. I want to bring you guys along with the you know, what, you know, how I work out and the things I do. Now today what I did was I did legs, I did shoulders, I did legs, shoulders. I did some biceps, which I didn't actually record. I did some biceps. I did some triceps. I did some shoulders. My arms I didn't record. My shoulder training I didn't record. I did some traps. I didn't record that either. But next time I will. Next time I will. But yeah, so that was today. Next workout. So what I do is I break it down into routines. So today's routine was legs, and I always mix lower body with upper body. I never just do lower body alone. Some people go into the gym and it's just all day leg day, like just legs, right? That's it. Okay, I understand that. I believe that when you work like your lower body and your upper body in sequence, you get better results. You get a better workout, right? Because here's the thing: your legs, because they're like the biggest mass of muscle aside from our back. Most people aren't muscular in their back. Legs, however, is you know, we carry a lot of muscle mass in our legs. In fact, our legs is the strongest muscle group on our body, right? Because our legs is what gets us up every day and carries us around every day. We walk on these legs every day, right? It's able to hold up our weight every day, right? That's a lot of just that alone is a workout on our legs, right? So with legs, you have to hit legs. In my opinion, you have to work legs pretty hard, because legs our legs are used to having weight on it. It's used to carrying around whatever you weigh. If you weigh 200 pounds, your legs are used to carrying 200 pounds around. So then now what you gotta do is you gotta up the ante, right? You gotta throw on an extra 100 pounds or maybe 50 pounds on there, right? To get those legs to really feel that burn. Or you can do lightweight and just increase the reps, right? So the school of thought on training when it comes to weight training is, you know, people tend to want to you want to put on muscle mass, you want to bulk up, you want to put on muscle mass or strength, gain strength. You would go heavy as you can. So you go as heavy as you can, but in going heavy as you can't do that many reps. So it's heavy weight, low reps. On the flip side of that, right, the school of thought is, you know, people who tend to want to do more cutting or weight loss, instead of doing the heavy weight and less reps, you're going to do less weight and more reps, right? So one, heavy weight, less reps, you're going to get a burn. It's a different type of burn, but you're going to feel it. Versus the other side, which is less weight, lightweight, but lots and lots and lots and lots of reps. So you'll probably hit, so the heavyweight you might hit like 10 reps on average. And you know, the truth is, if you're really going heavy, you're probably not gonna even hit 10 reps. You're probably gonna hit 5 reps or 6 reps maybe, right? Whereas on the other side, you're probably gonna hit that same exercise. You're probably gonna hit on average, you probably do like, I don't know, 20-30 reps easily, right? Or maybe not so easy, but you still be able to do at least 20 reps, double your reps, maybe triple your reps. I'll tell you one thing that I do not do and it's just a rule of thumb for me. I was when I started going to the gym, I was always told, you know, and everyone, any nutrition magazine, any trainer that's written a book on working out, they will all tell you the same thing. I remember when I was in high school, I had gotten the Arnold Schwarzenegger Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding. It's a huge book. It's a huge book, right? Thick, right? It's a big book, but it was awesome because it had all of the you know, famous bodybuilders in there, man. I mean, I can't even remember these guys' names because it's been so long since I've been looking at that book and since I've been into bodybuilding. But back in the day, I used to be into bodybuilding, and I can name all these guys, like Lou Ferrigno, right? That was Arnold Schwarzenegger's best buddy and pal back in the day. Short Italian guy, must have been like 5'5". Maybe about, he probably weighed about 200 pounds, maybe a little bit more, maybe 220 pounds. But super strong. Lou Ferrigno was super strong. This guy used to pick up cars, like lift cars up by the bumper and move them aside and stuff like that. I mean, he was strong. He had one of the strongest deadlifts, like at the time. His name was Lou Ferrigno. Sorry, not Lou Ferrigno. Lou Ferrigno is it Lou Ferrigno? Man, I'm getting my facts messed up here. Lou Ferrigno is the Hulk, right? The guy I'm talking about is, what's his name? Is it Lou Ferrigno? I have to get back to you on that one. It's Lou something. I'm seeing his face. I have his face right in my head. I can see his face. What is his name? I'll have to get back to you guys on that. But anyway, my point is, even the Arnold Schwarzenegger Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding guidebook, you know, it had all the pictures of all the greats, man. Frank Zane, Tom Platz. Oh man, I can't remember these guys' names. I've seen all their faces, I can't remember their names. But the point is, even they had like a structure of how to work out. So that's right, this is where I'm going. Forgot what I almost lost my train of thought there. So traditionally, any bodybuilder, any nutritionist, anyone's trying to get you in the gym and get you in shape will tell you, have a structure. Go in there, do X amount of sets at X amount of reps, right? I was in high school devouring Arnold Schwarzenegger's Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding, learning about all these different things, and I'm telling you, I was under that impression as well, where I gotta go in there and I have to do a minimum of three sets of 10 reps. Like that was like doctrine, right? That's what everyone was doing, and so I did it for years. I did it, and it's only of the last 10 years that I stopped doing that stuff. It's only been in the last 10 years that I stopped doing that stuff, because I realized, why am I counting my reps when in actuality I could go more than this? So if I put on some weights, right, and I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to do 10 reps of this 3 times. So I do my 10 reps, boom, 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 boom. I get to my 10th rep. Wait a minute, I didn't get the burn I was expecting, or I should get. Man, maybe we need to up this weight some more. So up the weight. Now I'm getting more of a burn, but now I am still counting my reps. So maybe I get to the 10th rep, but I'm still not maxing myself out. I say this because every time you work out, the benefit of working out is to get the most you can out of every session and every rep, right? So when you count your reps, you you're limiting yourself to what you could actually do. I never count anymore. I just go in and I just do it. So when I get the weight on, I know, okay, this is pretty much where I'm maxing out about, right? Or, you know, I'm gonna feel it. I'm gonna feel the burn. I don't count, man. I just go. Sometimes I get to 10. Sometimes I get to 15. Sometimes I get to 18 reps. Shoot, I might even get to 20 reps. But the point is, I'm not gonna stop because, you know, people are saying you're only supposed to do 10 reps of the set. No, I'm gonna keep going until I feel a burn, until I'm getting something out of it. And so, you know, that to me have done great things for me, man. I've that alone have changed the way I have looked at the gym and have, you know, my workouts, and not just my workouts in the gym, but anything I do. I don't limit myself anymore. You know, I keep pushing forward until I have met or feel like I've accomplished something, right? If the line is here, I'm gonna push it over here, right? It's all about progressing, getting better. And we don't get better when we put limits on ourselves and tell ourselves we're gonna do 10 reps, when in actuality you could have done 20. So that's the point I'm making on that.